Hey, I found this website called Answer These Puzzles If You Are Smart. It's full of tricky puzzles and brain teasers. Do you want to give some a try?
Sure, I'm always up for a good challenge. What's the first one?
Great! Let's start with an easy one. Here it is. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?
I think I've heard it before. Let me think. No mouth, no ears, no body, and comes alive with the wind. Oh, I got it. It's an echo, right?
Correct. Nice job. Here's another one. You see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again you don't see a single person on the boat. Why?
A boat filled with people, but no one is on it when you look again. Maybe they all went below deck? No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, wait. Is it because all the people were married? So, there were no single people on the boat?
Exactly. You're on a roll. Ready for a tougher one?
Bring it on.
Okay, here's a classic. I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter, but you can't go outside. What am I?
Keys but no locks, space but no room, and you can enter but not go outside. This one's tricky. It must be something metaphorical. Oh, I know. It's a keyboard.
Yep, you're right again. You're really good at this. Let's try a math-based one now. I am an odd number. Take away one letter and I become even. What number am I?
An odd number that becomes even if you remove a letter. This sounds like a wordplay puzzle. Odd number, 7. If you take away the S, you get even.
Wow, you're really on fire today. Here's a more complex one. I am always hungry, I must always be fed. The finger I touch will soon turn red. What am I?
Always hungry and must always be fed. That sounds like something that consumes constantly. And touching it makes fingers turn red. I think it's fire. Fire needs fuel to keep burning and can burn you if you touch it.
You nailed it. Fire it is. Let's try one more. This one's a riddle. The person who makes it, sells it. The person who buys it never uses it. The person who uses it never knows they're using it. What is it?
This one's a bit darker, I think. Made and sold. But the buyer never uses it, and the user doesn't know. Oh, it's a coffin, isn't it? The coffin maker sells it. The buyer, usually family, doesn't use it, and the deceased doesn't know they're in it.
That's right, it's a coffin. You're really sharp with these puzzles. Do you want to keep going or take a break?
I'm really enjoying this. Let's keep going. Do you have more?
Here's another one. I am not alive, but I can grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, and I can drown. What am I?
Not alive but can grow. Needs air. Can drown? That sounds like something biological but not alive. A plant fits all these conditions, but a plant is alive. Oh, a fire. Fire grows, needs air, and can be put out with water.
You got it. Fire again. You're so quick with these. Want to try a logic puzzle next?
Sure, let's see what you've got.
Alright, here's a classic logic puzzle. You have two ropes that each burn for exactly 1 hour, but they burn at non-uniform rates. How can you measure exactly 45 minutes using these ropes?
I remember this one. You light one rope from both ends and the other rope from one end at the same time. When the first rope finishes burning in 30 minutes, you light the other end of the second rope. It will burn for another 15 minutes, totaling 45 minutes.
Perfect. You're really impressive. You seem to know a lot of these puzzles.
I've had a lot of practice. I love these kinds of mental exercises. Do you have any more brain teasers or riddles?
Sure thing. How about this one? What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years?
Once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years. It's the letter M, right?
You're really good at spotting these patterns. Here's another fun one. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
This one is a bit tricky. The more you take, the more you leave behind. Oh, it's footsteps. The more steps you take, the more footprints you leave behind.
Exactly. Footsteps is the answer. You've been doing an amazing job with these puzzles. How about we end with a classic riddle?
Sounds perfect. What's the riddle?
Here it is. The more of this there is, the less you see. What is it?
The more there is, the less you see. That's got to be darkness. The more darkness there is, the less you can see.
Correct again. You've solved all the puzzles perfectly. I'm really impressed.
This was a lot of fun. Let's do this again sometime. Maybe I'll come up with some puzzles for you next time.
You know, solving these puzzles reminds me of some important moral lessons.
Really? How so?
Well, take the riddle about the echo. It's a good reminder that what we say can come back to us, sometimes amplified. It's like the saying, what goes around, comes around.
Our words do have power and can impact others in ways we might not always realize. It's important to speak kindly and thoughtfully.
Exactly. And the one about the boat filled with people where no one is single. It's a reminder that sometimes things aren't what they seem at first glance. We should always look deeper and consider different perspectives before making judgments.
It's easy to jump to conclusions, but taking a moment to understand the whole picture can make a big difference.
Right. And the keyboard puzzle, it shows that even if something seems useless or insignificant on its own, it can have a crucial function in the right context. It's like how everyone has their own unique value, even if it's not always immediately apparent.
I like that analogy. It's a good reminder that everyone has their own strengths and contributions, even if they aren't obvious at first.
And the odd number turning even by removing a letter, it's a reminder that sometimes a small change can completely transform a situation. It teaches us to be adaptable and open to change.
That's a valuable lesson. Being open to change and flexible in our thinking can help us navigate life's challenges more effectively.
Exactly. And the fire puzzle, where it's always hungry and needs to be fed, but can also be destructive, shows that our desires and ambitions need to be managed carefully. If left unchecked, they can cause harm, but when controlled, they can drive us to achieve great things.
That's so true. It's about finding balance and not letting our passions consume us.
And the coffin riddle, it's a reminder of the impermanence of life and the importance of appreciating each moment. We should value our time and the people around us because nothing lasts forever.
That one definitely hits home. Life is short, and we should make the most of it and cherish our loved ones.